Howdy doody, my name is Susie and today I'm really excited to share with you how to make an outdoor chandelier that's going to be solar powered. And I'm excited about this because I've been wanting to make this outdoor chandelier for my pergola out front, which is the circular pergola where I have the climbing roses and clematis. And I want a chandelier out there really for ambiance. So it's not a functional chandelier, it's just something that's going to light up and it's going to look really pretty. And I've been thinking about this for a long time. And I've definitely had my eye out. I've gone to secondhand places, reused places, trying to see if I could find an old chandelier that I could convert into an exterior chandelier. And to my great luck, my girlfriend just bought a house, and when you know it, in the foyer of her house was a huge chandelier, bird cage like, that was cast iron, and she was getting rid of it, and she'd asked me if I wanted it. So of course, as soon as I saw it, I was in love, and it's going to look fabulous out front. So the things that we're going to need for this chandelier, and obviously you're not going to make the exact same chandelier, but I hope you can pick up some tips and ideas in transforming whatever chandelier you find for your space and turning it into a solar powered chandelier. So some of the things that I'm using, or almost all of the things that I'm using, are solar powered lights, and I bought these at the dollar store. The pergola out front is like an oiled, rubbed bronze. So it's brownish, blackish, bronzish. And I got these because I thought the colors would match nicely, but I'm actually going to paint out the bottom of it to match the rest of the chandelier. Now the chandelier, I really didn't have to do very much. It's huge and it's sitting outside, so I'm going to take it out there and show you. But the chandelier is the perfect color. However, the chandelier is made for interior use. And because I'm putting it outside, I just wanted to make sure that it would be protected from the elements. So even though it's the right color, I've just bought the color that I wanted in an exterior paint, and I'm going to spray paint the chandelier because I want to preserve it for as long as I can. Now this spray paint that I bought, which is made by Rust-Oleum, it's a universal. It goes on metal, it goes on wood, and it goes on plastic. So I'm going to spray paint the chandelier, and I'm also going to spray paint the base of my little solar lights, which are plastic. So I'm just going to spray paint the bottom of these and make everything color coordinated. The other thing you're going to need your paintable silicone, and I'm going to use the silicone to secure my little solar lights where the candles from the candelabra part of the chandelier are, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then I also got myself a very strong hook which will support 50 pounds or more, and this is going to hold my chandelier to my pergola. I've also gone ahead and I've got some black plastic ties. I got clear ties. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to use them yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some of them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside and I'm going to start spray painting the chandelier and my solar lights so that they dry, and then I'll show you how I'm putting them together. I've got my solar lights, and you can just take them apart, and this is the part I'm going to paint. This I'm going to keep, and I'm going to keep the bronze on the top, although I could remove it and paint it if I wanted to and leave it black. But I'm going to leave it like this as an alternative option. And then we're going to want to open that chain. Pull the cord. So we've removed the electrical wire. And all we've got is the chain and the security wire. Your lights come like this, so I'm removing the pin And just by a stroke of luck, these fit perfectly into the candlesticks, as you can see. And I'm going to paint them right on the chandelier. So the lights come like this with their own pin. The pin is actually in this way. Remove the pin, remove the pole, which is hollow. So that I can paint it totally. It actually looks pretty nice, the brass. So they're gonna look like this when they're done. Now we're gonna start painting. And once these are dry, because they're loose, we're going to add a bead of silicone here, and then we'll be able to secure them so that they can't come off. And then we'll add the tops to them. And they're going to look like this. I think they're going to look really great. So I'm just going to measure the chain. I'll be right back. The climbing roses. This post is doing better than the other. I think it's getting more light than the other. So we're gonna be hanging it from there. Yeah, I think hang till it's 42. That'll be good. I almost forgot to paint my clip. Tripled the chain and wrapped it around 3 times and linked it all to here. And I think this is much stronger. Then I don't require the security wire, but I'll leave it on until the end just in case. So now that it's dry, I'm just going to add a bead of silicone around here, very sticky. And this is just to secure it in place. And I know that it's not going to fill up with water or anything, it's not going to blow away in the windstorm. We have to twist it off and pull the little tag to activate it. This is the last one. There we go. Now this is great. It's got plenty of surface to collect the sun. So we're gonna have this chandelier, and I could actually stop here, but I've got my rope lighting, which I'm going to wrap all the way around and create more illumination. So I'm so excited because my rope lighting actually arrived. I had bought some other rope lighting and I tried it out and I really didn't like the way it looked. So I found this online and it is solar powered as well. It comes in 10 feet, but the great thing about this is it's flat. It has an adhesive on the back and it looks like this. And it's really fantastic technology. You can see that's the back. This is going to make it so much easier to line my chandelier, and you can actually cut it at the designated areas in order to customize the length of the lights. So these are LED, they're solar powered, and they come with a little stand like this, but because I'm securing them to the top of my pergola, I created a little harness out of Velcro, and this is self-wrapping Velcro, and you can see how it's a little harness that I created, and it just cradles that. This will be able to come down around the pergola and secure it to the top like this panel. And I just took my self-wrapping Velcro, pulled it really tight. I just pulled it really tight and wrapped it right around so you can see how it fits. You can just cut it off, and you want to make it just quite tight, and you can see I can pull it off and it maintains its shape. So now all I did, I had to determine how much of this self-wrapping Velcro I needed to wrap around the top of the pergola, and I just came up with, I think it's maybe 14 inches. So I just did that twice. Oh, by the way, this Velcro is supposed to pull apart. So then I just grabbed my two pieces, and this is still in the form of a box, and I just secured the Velcro to one side like this, and then the opposite side like that. And now I'm just going to staple everything together. I've just created a little harness, and then I could just pop that right in. It's nice and tight. Just pop that right in, and now this will wrap around itself, so no matter what the length, it'll hook onto the top of my pergola, and I'll have full exposure of my little solar panel for the lights. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. So I've got this flat ribbon, which is going to represent my lights, and I'm just going to measure the 10 feet length, the same length as my lights, and then I'm going to use this as a model. And I've taken my string, I divided it in half, and I ran it, so I know that I've got 11 inches left over on either side. And then I started thinking I'm going to leftover rope lighting to run down the center. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top, and this is the solar panel. So this, just to hold it in place. Here's all my extra line, and then I'm going to start the rope lighting from here. And for that, I'm just going to add a little bit of electrical tape to hold it in place. I'm just positioning it without touching the glue side, and just pulling away that plastic as I run all the way along. And then when it comes to these corners, I'm taking the time to really conform them. So I've ended up back at the top, and rather than cutting all of this off, I'm just going to run it right down the center of the chandelier. So that's one full rope light, and it goes all the way around here, through there, and then down the center. And I'm going to do the same for the opposite loop. So now I've got my rope lighting all the way around, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to use some twist ties to lock in some really key spots. So we've tied everything off with twist ties, and I've left them on so you can see how many there are all around, and I've just attached them at key spots. And now we can just cut them all off. And I have my chandelier hanging helper who's going to help, hang the chandelier on the pergola. We're going to do that next. Okay, so here's the hook.
Okay, push back.
See? Excellent. Now, now you have to get
Let's see.
yeah, as long as it's sitting right on the top to capture as much of the sun as possible. So we're ready to attach the solar panel to the top of the pergola. There's my brother who's helping me out. Assistant chandelier installer. And he's just attaching with the Velcro one solar panel to one side of the pergola. We'll attach the other one to the other side of the attaching the other side. Very good job. It's looking really nice. And you can barely see the rope lighting during the day, which is exactly what I wanted, but we definitely want to see it at night. We're here, it's late at night, and we're gonna check out the chandelier. And there it is. It looks fantastic. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks great. It's really a showstopper. You can't see anything else, but you can see the chandelier. And I've got it on flicker mode just to see what it looks like. I think this is gonna be fantastic. Not only for the summer, but I hope it also works for the winter. You hear music in the background? There's a party going on in the neighborhood. So if you try this and you like it, I hope you share it. If you'd like to see more content, I hope you subscribe. Good night.